Imagine this. You're standing in a field at dawn, mist still clinging to the grass. You're a Viking, not a legendary one, not a saga-worthy one, just a guy who raided a few coastlines, split some plunder, and got a little too loud about it at the feast last night. Someone called you a coward in front of the whole crew. You called him worse. Words became a challenge, and now here you are, Holmgang. Formal duel, witnessed by half your longship's crew, because apparently that's how you settle things when you don't have lawyers. Your opponent's a veteran, more scars than you, more raids than you, and a weapon he clearly trusts more than he trusts you to back down. You've got your own blade and a lot less confidence than you had last night. Might have been the liquor. Someone shouts the signal. He steps forward, fast, faster than a guy that size should move. And before you can even get your shield up properly, steel finds you. Oh, hey there. Maybe you wanted to be a Viking when you were little. You saw the cool costume, the helmet with horns, the capes. Well, they may have looked cool, but being on the receiving end of some of the weapons they used is rather something that I would not recommend to you. So today, we look at some of the weapons the Vikings used and how well your body would respond to them. Spoiler, not well. But first, a few things about Vikings that never make it into the movies. 1. Vikings were weirdly obsessed with personal hygiene. Combs, tweezers, even ear cleaners show up in their graves more often than in most of medieval Europe. The word Saturday in several Scandinavian languages literally translates to wash day. Horned helmet guy had better skincare than half of England. 2. Most people we'd call Vikings never actually fought in a battle. Viking wasn't a nationality or even really an identity. It was closer to a part-time job, a seasonal raiding trip. Most Norse people were farmers, traders, and craftsmen who spent their whole lives never going a Viking at all. 3. Some Norse sailors navigated using something called a sunstone, a crystal, likely calcite, that polarizes light well enough to locate the sun's position even through thick cloud cover. Basically, medieval polarized sunglasses, minus the sunglasses part. And it's the reason entire crews didn't just vanish into the North Atlantic. Okay, history lesson over. Let's get back to the weapons. First, we have the sax, the single-edged knife every Viking carried, raider or farmer, war or peace. Think less battle weapon, more the tool you never put down. Blades may be 15 to 30 centimeters long, thick spine, single edge, built for stabbing and hacking in tight spaces. This isn't a sword. It's a close range, personal, almost intimate way to die. Your opponent didn't swing from 3 feet away. He closed the distance and drove it in just under your ribs, angled upward, straight toward your liver. Here's the timeline. First few seconds, nothing. Your nervous system's flooding with endorphins and adrenaline, shock doing its job, muting the signal before it even reaches your brain. You feel pressure, not pain, warmth spreading. That's blood, in case you were wondering. 10 seconds in, your body catches up. The liver's one of the most vascular organs you've got. It filters basically your entire blood supply, which means a punctured one bleeds fast and doesn't stop on its own. Pain arrives all at once, like a door slamming. Your hands go to the wound. Your legs remember they still work, for now. 30 seconds in, you're on your knees. You've probably lost close to a liter of blood already. Your heart's racing past 120 beats a minute to compensate for crashing blood pressure, except every extra beat just pushes more blood out through the hole it came in from. Your body's trying to save you and speeding up your death simultaneously. Efficient. By a minute or two, you're pale, cold, your core temperature's dropping because blood carries heat, and you're running low on both. It's not dramatic. No severed limbs, nothing your crew will exaggerate around a fire later. Just a quiet, close-range bleed-out on a misty field. Which, on today's list, actually makes the sax the least gruesome way a Viking weapon could kill you. Everything from here gets messier. Next on the list, and the weapon that actually killed more Vikings than any sword or axe ever did, the spear. Boring, unglamorous, and brutally effective. Cheap to make, easy to use, and long enough that your opponent never had to get as close as the sax required. This time, it's not a knife-length blade. It's a spearhead, 20, 30 centimeters of iron on the end of a shaft your opponent's putting his whole body weight behind. He doesn't need to be strong, he just needs momentum. And in a duel, momentum's free. The point goes in below your sternum, angled up into your chest cavity. Different injury than the sacks. This isn't just tissue damage, this is depth. Spears go deep. This one's found your lung. First few seconds, you're gasping and it's not working right. Your lungs collapsing. Air's leaking into the space around it instead of staying inside where it belongs, which means every breath you take is doing less than the one before. Your brain doesn't understand this yet. It just knows something's wrong with breathing and starts panicking. 15 seconds, you're coughing and there's blood in it. Your oxygen levels are dropping, not gradually, in a free fall, because a collapsed lung isn't gradual. Your remaining lung tries to pick up the slack and can't fully compensate. You're breathing twice as fast for half the air. 30 to 40 seconds, your vision's tunneling. Not blurring, tunneling. Edges going dark first because your brain is triaging which parts of itself get the oxygen that's left. Your heart's hammering, trying to push what little oxygenated blood you've got left somewhere useful. It mostly fails. By a minute in, you're on the ground, blue around the lips, and your body's stopped fighting for air quite as hard, because there's less air worth fighting for. The sacks let you go quietly. This one makes sure everyone watching knows exactly what's happening to you. That's enough to move the spear up a slot on today's list. Last up is the weapon that doesn't care about any of this. And here it is, the Dane axe. Two-handed, long-hafted, a blade wide enough to serve dinner on. This is the weapon Viking sagas actually bragged about, because unlike the sacks or the spear, nobody walked away from a Dane axe hit wondering if it was serious. Your opponent swings with both hands and his full body weight behind it. No thrusting, no careful angling, just a wide arc aimed at your collarbone and shoulder. This weapon isn't built for precision. It's built for mass times velocity. And skin, muscle, even bone mostly just lose that equation. The blade lands and doesn't stop at the surface. It's already through your collarbone, through the top of your shoulder, and into your chest before your body's even registered contact. Shock hits instantly this time. Not the slow building kind from the sacks, but a full system flood. Because the sheer scale of the trauma short-circuits your pain response before it can even organize itself. First few seconds, you're not standing anymore. The impact alone took your legs out. Your nervous system just stopped sending stay upright instructions because it's too busy screaming about everything else. Blood loss here isn't gradual like the spear. It's immediate and massive because an axe this size doesn't nick a vessel. It opens several at once. 10 seconds, your heart's still pumping, but there's a lot less to pump, and what's left is going straight out through a wound that's several inches wide. Your brain's oxygen supply craters fast, faster than either the sacks or the spear. Because blood pressure doesn't crash here, it just falls off a cliff. By 20, 30 seconds, you're not really conscious in any meaningful sense. No lingering awareness like the sacks gave you. No gasping fight like the spear. Just a rapid shutdown. Because there's simply not enough of your circulatory system left intact to keep anything running. The Dane axe takes first place, and not the good kind of first place. It's the "your obituary needs a content warning" kind. Fastest exit, biggest mess, zero ambiguity about what just happened. Archaeological digs from mass graves, places like Repton in England, tied to the Viking Great Army, show skeletal trauma that lines up with everything we just covered. Blade wounds to limbs and skulls, puncture trauma consistent with spears, and yes, catastrophic fractures consistent with axes. Historians can actually read cause of death off 1,200-year-old bones. And despite what the sagas want you to believe, the spear, the least cinematic weapon on our list, was almost certainly the most commonly used weapon in real Viking Age warfare. Cheaper than a sword, easier to mass produce, and effective in a shield wall where swinging a Dane axe around your own formation was a great way to hit your friends. Swords were expensive, often inherited, sometimes even named. Owning one was a status symbol as much as a weapon. Most Vikings went to battle with a spear and a shield, not a saga-worthy axe. So the movies have it backwards. The boring weapon did most of the actual killing. The dramatic one just got all the credit.